Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dial Sweelick Tactics. A little bit of a guide video. I've had a few subscribers ask if I could make a video going over how I smelt my gear and how I clean up my gear inventory. So as you see right here, I do have, bug fix. All right, okay, cool. I do have a whole bunch of gear sitting stored in my bag right now. Now, to preface that content, I did recently make a video showing how I store gear on characters and I use them as gear mules. Now, that was pointed, or I had it brought to my attention by another subscriber that this game unfortunately doesn't enable that kind of mechanic. So as you see up in the top left-hand corner of your screen, it says all 2000. Now, I have tested this as well. That number does not go down once I put gear that is in my bag onto a gear mule. So unfortunately, this game has the coding set to where it just counts all gear, which is very unfortunate. So I did ask the developers to clarify my question whether or not gear on characters counts as gear in inventory or if it's just gear in bag. Because you'll notice when we go to bagged gear equipment, this is just gear that is unequipped. None of this is equipped gear. In my opinion, this should be what counts towards your cap, is what overflow gear you have in your inventory. But it does appear that that is not the case. So that video that I put out is effectively dog poop. So that's too bad. Now, let's get into how I have to smelt gear, since I now have to smelt gear. So first, I use Disassemble. I don't go to smelt anymore. Now that they added this disassembly feature, this is mainly what you're going to use. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the X HP, X attack, and X defense stats. Those are useless gear pieces, so you can get hands, helms, and boots that have this main stat, but this is like the most worthless stat. You will never want to equip this unless you maybe in a fringe case where you'll want to use an X attack primary hand or head instead of an attack percent primary hand or head. But for the most part, it's useless. And as you see, I only have, 9 pieces. So this one, these boots that have 1800 X attack, that's probably exactly what I was using it for. It's because I didn't have an attack percent primary sun signet boot. But we can get rid of them right off the hop. So auto disassemble, boom. And then it gives those tokens, which this is what I really, really like, because those don't really have a cap. So instead of smelting gear and then you're just adding more gear to your inventory that you have to clean up later, now it just puts into these smelting coins for you to use later when you want a specific piece of gear. Next, I'm going to include crit damage reduction and resist gear, since for the most part, I'm not saying that there's not a use case for, say, crit damage reduction helms, which you can only get the helms. But right now, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. You know, some people use it on Mirage Space on their summoners because that dungeon has crit-based damage. But for the most part, I do not need it. So we're going to pick that. And again, I only have, 11 pieces. So crit damage helms and resist helms don't need disassemble. So now that is the the only low hanging fruit that we really have. Now we're gonna get into the a little bit more of the nitty gritty. So first, I'm gonna pick just attack. Actually, let's go attack, crit rate, and crit damage, because these are the offensive primaries that you're gonna use. So I'm gonna select them as the main stats. And now we get into the hands, the head, and the feet. So we can kind of eliminate certain gear pieces. So like vigorous, do I really need crit rate vigorous hands? No. Crit rate vigorous hands? No. If it's locked, I don't really touch it. For the most part, all my gluttony gear, don't really gonna look at that. Crit damage, abundant gloves, don't need it, right? You only really want HP or maybe defense 50% primary abundant gloves. So at this point, you're basically going through and you're eliminating, you're selecting your attack-based primary stats, and you're eliminating the gear pieces that don't require or are not going to require or that aren't going to be beneficial to run an attack primary stat. That's not to say you can't in some really weird fringe cases, but for the most part, no. Herald, don't need attack. Definitely need an attack. So this is an overload helmet with attack. Definitely need that, so keep that. I'm going to skip right past the gluttony, and then again abundant herald, and then again abundant. Now, madness hands, for the most part, you do not want like crit damage, crit rate hands. You want attack hands. So if it has crit rate or crit damage, I'm going to get rid of that. Extraction, what is this is realm, sorry. Realm gear, in my opinion, is kind of useless. I don't use it, so I'm getting rid of it. Marauder gear, this gear, the Majestic. Some people use Majestic on their assassins because it reduces damage, but I've never needed one, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And then this is what, a Majestic boot, so I'm gonna get rid of that too. I'm gonna skip over that. These pieces as well. Fade out, I've never used, so I'm gonna select all of them. Probably shouldn't, but it is a crit rate set. And then it says when the target's HP is lower than 50%, gain 50% crit damage. I don't know why I would want to run that versus a Marauder set on my assassins. So we'll get rid of that. And this is Gnaw, which is a shield-based set. I got to be careful there, because if we do get a hunter boss in the next Twilight that requires us to eat through shields, we might need this stuff. But I don't. We'll leave it for now. And then hero hands, really, you really only want attack-based hero hands. So I'll keep the attack ones, but I'm getting rid of the crit damage and crit rate ones. Obviously don't want steady. And now Sun Signet. So I will keep crit rate and crit damage, but I'm gonna get rid of attack-based ones. Because you're never going to want attack primary Sun Signet hands. You're always going to want crit rate or crit damage. This is Zephyr set. Curious. I'm going to keep one of each. So there's a crit rate. There's an attack. And there's a crit damage. The rest I'm going to get rid of right now. What is this? Blessed. Never going to need attack. Blessed gear. So get rid of that. Keep the hero, get rid of the vigorous, and then rebirth sets. This are healer sets. This is one of the new sets. Never going to need an attack-based healer hand, so or feet, right? Never going to need attack-based heal gear. So there we go. There is all the attack primary pieces for hands, boots, and as attack primary, I meant attack, crit damage, and crit rate. So we're going to disassemble all them, and it's going to give us all of our smelting tokens. And now you're going to go through and you're going to do the exact same kind of thing with defense and HP. Okay, so what you're basically going to want HP vigorous hands to keep them. You're going to want HP abundant gloves, but you're not going to need defense. So you can get rid of defense. Again here, keep the HP for Herald. And for the heads, again, I'm getting rid of the defense. And maybe what we should do to make this easier, let's just go HP. So yep. Need the abundant. Yep. Surge. Docking. So you do need HP percent surge helm for Womagon, but I already have a set for my Womagon. So, but I'll keep that one. But I will get rid of the realm because I don't use realm. I'm going to get rid of the extraction because I don't use extraction. I'm going to get rid of Majestic for sure because that's an offense-based. I'm going to get rid of Burst because those are an offensive-based set. I'm getting rid of this for now, even though I don't know if I should. I never use Resist gear, so I'm getting rid of Isolated altogether. HP, yeah, we definitely want those as HP. Getting rid of that resist gear. Getting rid of resist gear. And that's it. So that's it for HP primary. And now we'll do the same for defense. Where do you really ever want a defensive primary piece? Right now you don't. Even on your tanks, you don't want defense. You want HP based, right? So I definitely don't want to get rid of my bug gear. So we're just gonna do this manually, but we're gonna get rid of all of them because I don't want defense primary gear at all at this point in the game. Except I will keep this just in case, but I am getting rid of those. I will keep the steady gear just in case they redo defense, but everything else is gone. It's gone. Definitely get rid of the rebirth set, but I'm going to keep the Bugmaster just in case. The only reason why this unleashed his defense is because I wanted to use it on somebody, and I think I was using it on artists actually, but I'm going to get rid of it too. So boom. Keeping the Bugmaster since Bugmaster is kind of special right now. And then what else? What primary haven't we touched? We have not touched damage reduction, which we'll do damage reduction. Same thing here. The only damage reduction boost we want to keep is, say, like abundant, steady, and vigorous. So everything that's locked up there. Definitely don't need a gluttony damage reduction boots. Definitely don't need madness. That is a madness is an offensive set. I'm getting rid of extraction. Definitely going to get rid of these ones. I'm going to keep the steady, and I'm going to keep the vigorous. So really not a whole lot of damage reduction boosts to get rid of. You see what we're kind of doing? We're kind of going through the main stats and eliminating the gear sets that don't require those main stats. And then lastly, accuracy. Okay. So accuracy is a little bit different because accuracy is now on every class of characters. Support, vanguard, tank, summoner. Everybody seems to need accuracy gear. So you kind of got to be careful when you're getting rid of accuracy. Even like you'll run like an accuracy abundant helmet on Miranda and Sorvali, who are two completely different classes. But and Surge, maybe Surge too, but where won't I need it? I'm probably not going to need it on Extraction. Not going to need it on Marauder. Those are strictly attack sets. Not Majestic, don't like. Burst, don't think so. Steady, no. I'm going to keep a vigorous one. I'm definitely not going to need it on these attack sets, Sun Signet and Overload. Resist gear, I don't like altogether. Burst set, I'll keep one. And I'll keep one Unleashed, and I'll keep one Bugmaster. I'm going to keep one of these. Let's see which one's better. Attack, X attack, crit damage. We'll get rid of the crit damage one. We'll get rid of that one for Herald. And then let's see, crit damage. We'll get rid of this one. It's got defense and resist on it. So there's the accuracy. And now let's go attack speed. Where wouldn't I want attack speed boots? Okay, I'm probably not going to need these sets. A Marauder set, probably not likely, because Marauder set characters are going to want like an attack primary most likely, but I'm going to get rid of these because I don't like these sets. I don't feel like they're very useful. I'm going to get rid of all my Gnaw gear. Watch me need Gnaw gear now. Hero's kind of unnecessary at this point. All the old gear, I'm going to get rid of attack speed boots. Don't want attack speed on Blessed. That's a defense set. And I don't want attack speed on Rebirth because that's a healing set. So I'm leaving one Madness just in case. Marauder, we'll keep the crit rate attack. That's more defense. We'll get rid of all that. That's more defense. We'll get rid of all that. Marauder, we'll keep one attack-based attack speed set for Marauder. Okay. So now we have effectively gone through the lowest hanging fruit, which was XP, X HP, X attack, X defense. And now we have to worry about the primary stats, which is your weapon, your chest and your legs, HP, attack, and defense, okay? So now you get a little bit more difficult to prune these. What does reverse selection mean? Oh, okay, got it. So this is everything. This is all of these. So you almost have to go by sets. So let's go the damage sets. What else are the damage sets? Gluttony, Burst Surge, Madness, Marauder. Don't care about Fade Out or Majestic. Actually, can't do that because, yeah, we can do that. Well, let's just do everything. This is where it's a little bit more difficult. So what stats can we prune? Let's say I want to keep reverse selection selects everything. There's no reverse selection down here. So let's get rid of anything that has an X stat, which is nothing. Okay. All right. Resist gear. We'll say resist, and let's see. There we go. So all of this gear has resist. Resist is pretty much a worthless stat as of this point. But you could possibly get gear. So you almost want to, for this, you kind of almost want to select stuff at this point that you want to get rid of. Like I would like to select stuff that, or I would almost want to reverse select. I want to keep gear that has like accuracy, attack, HP, damage reduction, crit rate, crit damage, right? So you almost have to go through all of these manually and prune them. There's just really no way around it. So let's say stuff with resist. Let's just get rid of everything with resist. Right? Auto select. It's going to pick everything that's not locked, which is another reason why I say lock all of your gear that you're going to use. Disassemble. Again, it's going to go through. It's going to select everything that's not locked. There we go. Okay, so what do? We just got rid of everything with resist. Resist, in my opinion, kind of a worthless stat. Let's see, is anything with X defense on it. Again, X defense is a worthless stat. Let's auto select, disassemble. Am I possibly getting rid of good gear in the process of doing that? Possibly. But I know I don't want gear with that stat. That stat is probably one of the most worthless stats. So resist and the X's are probably some of the most worthless stats. You could probably prune that gear and be fine. All right, there we go. And now let's just see what that left us with. So say this one escaped. Crit rate, defense, damage reduction. All worthwhile stats. Attack, HP. Crit rate, accuracy. Attack, crit rate. HP, defense, attack. You kind of see what gear pieces you're getting left with. You're getting left with gear pieces that for the most part are going to have all beneficial stats. Attack, crit damage, HP. Defense, HP, crit damage, right? Damage reduction. That's kind of worthless in a way. So you can prune further. Crit rate. Crit rate, attack, damage reduction. Defense. That's kind of worthless. That's kind of worthless. Attack one. That one might be okay. You get the point. Let's go down to the bottom, which is probably our most important gear. So what did we keep for chest pieces for rebirth? HP attack. That one's kind of useless. HP damage reduction. That one's good. That one's an attack-based. Attack-based. Well, not really. Attack-based. HP attack speed. I like that one. Right? Crit rate. Crit rate attack speed. Crit damage. Crit damage, which is what you want on an overload set. Crit damage. Attack. Attack. Crit rate. Crit rate. Right. And then these ones you want HP, which we don't have any of. So could you, ideally, I would go through every single piece and disassemble it, whether or not it's worthwhile for that class, gear class. But I get gear quite quickly. Oh yeah, like, so the sets that I don't use, we can even go further. So the sets that I don't use are Realm, Extraction, Fade Out, Majestic. Rebirth and Charge are both good. Unleashed and Bugmaster are both good. Burst and Surge are both good. All Ancient Ultra sets are still good. Isolated, don't like Isolated either. Conduct and Lord, that's probably going to be in the last dungeon. That looks like a bleed set. That's interesting. Blessed, I use that. Hero, Steady, Vigorous. Yes. Okay, so we'll confirm all that. So these gear sets, I don't use. And I will still accumulate more of these gear sets over time. So we're going to auto-select. And we're going to get rid of them. Boom. Gone. Thought I had more extraction gear than that. Oh, well. And there we go. We just got rid of 530 pieces of gear, and we cleaned up our bags. Now we can go over here and we can collect all of the other pretty much worthless gear. This all came from Ancient Altar after I cleared it this morning, pretty much. There's some Bugmaster gear in there too. Ta-da. Is there some gear that I have not collected yet? Collect all. Nothing to collect. All right. Mail. There we go. It's gone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is how I smelt gear. That is basically a very in-depth way of how you should go about it. The only thing that I would recommend to you that is more efficient is that when you get to that the last step where I go through the weapon, chest, and legs, you really should, if you're going to be the most efficient, go through every single piece and only disassemble the individual pieces where the stats aren't applicable or aren't really the more appropriate stats for that gear class. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments below, or hit me up on my Discord, which the link is in the description. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, catch you in the next one. Cheers. Peace. Bye-bye.